Hi everyone, this is Lori from the Crafting Auntie. Welcome back to my channel. I'd like to welcome all my new subscribers and all of those of you that have been with me. So today I thought I would make Christmas ID cards, and I want them to be like ID cards to go to the North Pole. So I have cut some pieces of Tim Holtz craft paper that's sandable, and I have cut them at 2.25 by 4.25. And then I cut a piece. This is one of his backdrops for Christmas. I believe it's from last year. And I'm going to put this on the back so it'll give it a festive look front and back. So I've got that. And then I have a couple of Tim Holtz kids. I've cut some frames to go around them, and they will go on the front of the ID card. We're going to grunge things up a little bit. I also am going to do some embossing, which I think I'm going to do first, and I'm going to do some stitching. And I just want to put together some cute little ID cards headed for the North Pole. My porch prints had these tags, and I just cut out the part that says North Pole Special Delivery. And I just thought they would be cute on the front. I also have cut these out from the same ones, and I shrunk this down to 4 to a page, so they're much smaller. And then I just cut these out the way I wanted them. I do have a couple of stamps. I want to use this typewriter. Can't really see it. There we go. I want to use this typewriter stamp. And I also want to use this Merry Christmas. And so I'm going to emboss these. So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and do a little bit of sanding on this craft paper. So I think I'm just going to go around the edges just to kind of make it look a little bit more distressed. So I'm going to do that. Sometimes I get kind of carried away with this, and I noticed on one of my videos recently, it got a little wobbly, because I tend to get a little carried away with the sanding, but I love it. Okay, so that's basically what I want, so let's do the other one. What I love about this craft cardstock is that it is so easy to sand, and then you get that craft color coming through, which just gives it a vintage look, and I do like that. So I do want to make these kind of, I don't want them looking pristine. Maybe these are ID cards that these kids have used multiple times to visit the North Pole. That's my story. I'm having so much fun doing some Christmas items this year. I had a ball doing a lot of autumn fall stuff. And now I'm having a good time doing this Christmas. So these are the two photos. I think she's so cute. They're both adorable. And I just thought they would be perfect. So I am going to grunge a little bit of this. So they look like they've been around for a little while. They've made several trips. And then I think what I'm going to use is vintage photo and do some of the distressing. And we'll do that after a bit. Okay, so let me just clean up all my sanding dust. And then what I want to do is do the embossing. So let me just clean this up a little bit. Okay. So I want to emboss on these two, and I'm going to use gold, and I'm also going to emboss the photos. In fact, let me just ink these up a little bit before I do the embossing. Just want to give them a little bit of a aged look. And I'm going to use frosted crystal on these. I like the look it gives it. And I just thought that would be fun to put this on here too. So just give him a little bit of a distress like that. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do some embossing. So I'm going to use the gold. I have this Stampin' Up! Gold embossing powder. Had it for a long time. It lasts a long time. And I don't emboss all the time, which I like embossing, so I'm hoping to do more. Okay, let's figure out where we want to put the typewriter. So if I put him there, I want the typewriter to be right about there. Okay. So I'll turn that over. And I'm using the Versamark, and I'm using the stamp pad for this. I think it works the best. I've tried the dauber. For little stuff, I think that's great. But for bigger stuff, I really like to use the pad. So let me just make sure I'm getting this in the right spot. Okay. And that it's straight. And I want to come down as far as I can. Okay. And let's do the other one. Kind of get that in the same area. So right about there. And then I want to go ahead and do the Merry Christmas as well. Let's see. And this I just want to put right at the top, like that. Can't see anything yet till I emboss it. Okay. Now we can add on the gold. I just thought gold would be really cool. It's Christmas. Just love it. So that will be like that. It'll get really strong here, but I'm okay with that. I'm not even sure. I probably just didn't press as far down on it, but that's okay. You know, sometimes we just have to roll with it. This one looks a lot better, but I am going to go ahead and go with it. So let me put this away. And clean up a little bit because I always have a tendency to make a mess. I don't know if you guys do, but I definitely do. I have a tendency to make a mess. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and heat these up and I'll be right back. All right, so they look pretty good. So Merry Christmas. So the next thing I want to do is, I think I want to glue the backings on. So we've got them both. And I'm okay with this. It's just a partial. I'm okay with that. Okay, so what I want to do next, I believe, is let's ink around this. I'm just using Vintage Photo. And I do want to do some sewing on this. So just give this a little bit of a distress look. Okay, I'll do this side. I have been fighting allergies for months now, and so my apologies if I sniff a little. Okay, and I want to go ahead and do backs of these. I just thought this poinsettia paper would look really cool on the back since I have the dots on the front, so I just, since it's double-sided, I thought, perfect, we can do that. All right. Now let's glue these to the back. And then I want to stitch around them. So I'm not going to put a ton of glue. I'm just going to, let's try that again. There we go. Just going to put enough just to hold it in place. And match them up as best as I can. Looks like I have to trim a little bit. That's okay. I tried to cut them the same size, but sometimes I don't always get it correct on the cutter. So we'll just fix it. So line this one up. And like that. Grab my scissors. And we'll just trim this down. And I'll trim a little bit here. There we go. And up here. Okay. So now we've got that on both sides, and let's trim this one up. Probably just got in a hurry when I was cutting. Okay. So now that that's glued, what I want to do is I want to take this to my sewing machine, but before I do that, I want to emboss my two photos. So let's get our paper back. And I am just going to use the Versamark pad again, and I'm just going to press these on here. Get them covered as best I can with the solution. That looks pretty good. And yep, that looks good. Okay, so let's get these embossed. And this frosted crystal, you don't heat it for very long. So I just do it till it kind of looks like it's got a bumpy look to it. I don't know how else to explain it. That looks good. Yeah, you don't do it for very long, just enough to melt it. And I know you can't see it very clearly, but it does give it a really cool look. Okay. Now let's go ahead and glue these together because I do want to stitch around these as well. So let me go ahead and ink around the frames, because we will see that. The back piece you won't see, so I'll just do the edges on that. But I want to get the frame part of this. Just do the edges, but you won't see it. And then here, I feel like I've got embossing powder still on some stuff. Oh well, that's okay. All right. So I'm going to do stitching around these photos, around this frame, and I'm going to stitch around all the way around here on these pieces. So let's go ahead and get these glued on. So I'm just going to center it. And with the backs of these are a little bit shiny, so hold your piece down just a little bit longer just to make sure that it catches onto your paper. And I'm just centering it. I did trim these down a little bit so that they would fit within the frame. She is so cute. I just love her little pose. She's just so adorable. I thought it would be fun for Christmas to have children ID badges. So just a little bit around this. I don't want a lot of glue, but just enough to hold it into place. And then I'm just gonna get that put on here. Hold it down a little bit to make sure it holds. And we'll do him. And then I'll go stitch these off camera and come back to you with them finished. And then we'll finish putting it together. So I'm going to hold that down and I'll be right back. All right, stitching is done. So here's our little children all stitched. And these ID cards are all stitched. I like the gold. It really came out cute. Okay, now let's go ahead and put these on. The stamp, I don't know if you can read it, but I have Merry Christmas here, and then it says Dear Santa. So I thought that was really cute to put on these ID cards. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these down. Or maybe I think I'm going to do eyelets first. So I have some gold eyelets here. I was thinking of putting them on this part, but now I'm thinking I want to put them on the photos. So I think I'll do diagonal. So let's, before I make another mess, let me move that. And I want the large setting. So let's do one here and here. These in. Gotta have more gold. Yeah, I like that. So he's done. So let's do her. I'm making sure that I'm not on the stitching and I'm actually going into the photo part. I don't want to mess up the stitching, and I didn't really want to mess up the frame either, so just go into the photo part on these. Gives me plenty of room. Okay, so now we can add those. Do I want eyelets over here? Why not? Let's do that. So let's get 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll just do eyelets here and here on both of these. I think that would be fun. Why not add a little bit more gold? I think gold just does wonderful things, especially for Christmas. So the story behind this is that they are gonna take a Polar Express train and they're going to personally go meet Santa. And their little letter, Dear Santa, they show him that and then they tell him personally what they want for Christmas. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and yeah, I think that really makes them. Okay, so let's glue this down and finish them up. I'm adding extra glue around that stitching. Okay, him centered. Right about there. Make sure he's straight. Hold that down for a little bit. Just make sure it takes, because we've got the eyelets here too. Just going to give it a little press. Like that. Okay. And let's do her. So now what I have is I have these. So while these are drying, let's kind of figure out how we want to put this. Kind of thinking about maybe putting this, oh, maybe down here. Maybe that would work. In between. So when the clips are gone, I could put that on. And then I'm thinking I want to put, and I've already inked these. I think I want to put the package over here. So let's do that. And then the December 25th, I think I want to put on here. And then I have an approved, a small tiny approved stamp. And I have this little stamp that I think I want to put partially over this. I think that's my plan. But I think these little packages need just a tiny bit more inking. Let me just do that again. That looks better. Sometimes it's just a little extra ink that makes it. All right. Okay, I think this is probably good now. It doesn't take long with these clips. It's art glitter glue, so it doesn't take long. So let's work on him. And we'll set her aside for right now. And I think we'll put that there. Okay, and we'll put this here. Maybe like right there. And then let's put the present over here. Just winging it here. Let's do that like right there. Okay, let's make sure all this is down. And then I think I'll just use some archival ink. And let's stamp approved. It's just a very tiny stamp. Helps if you get it the right way up. And how about we just do it right here where it says, Dear Santa. Approved. Perfect. And then let's just do part of this over the December 25th. Let's see if that's going to be enough. And just real quick, like that. Okay. Oh, they're so cute. I love them. So cute. Okay, let's do her. Get her finished. From all the stitching and the gluing and stuff, I think I probably have to put these underneath something to flatten them out just a little bit. So she gets hers right here. And her December 25th. Up. Make sure those are down good. And then the present. Right here. And then let's go ahead and do the black lines. Since I've got this on here. And we're just going to quickly do it. Perfect. Yes. And then approved. This is just a small stamp set that I got from, I think I got it from Amazon a long time ago. Perfect. Okay. I love them. I think they're adorable. Okay, let's have a look at them. Kind of straighten this out a little bit. Okay, so here she is. And she's all approved, ready to go deliver her personal list to the North Pole to Santa. Personally, Jesus is centered around my Christmas, but this is always fun because, you know, we just, sometimes in this world, we just need a little bit of joy and fun. And so that's why I like to do some fun things like this. And then also Christmas things centered around Jesus. Okay, guys, there's my 2 Christmas children ID cards. I hope you enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun making this. I had a lot of fun kind of figuring it out firsthand. I did use my porch prints. I think it's letters to Santa or something like that. And these are just part of the ephemera that's in there. And they were these tags, and I just cut pieces from the tags. So that's all I used. And of course, Tim Holtz, photo booth. I used this stamp set, which I got from Amazon. So I use the typewriter here. And then I have this stamp set that I got from Amazon, I believe. And I use the approved, a Merry Christmas, the line here. And so those are basically the stamps that I used. So that's my project for today. Hope you guys enjoy it. Maybe I'll give it a try. It is a lot of fun. Just pull together some things that you have in your stash and make some fun ID cards for Christmas for hopping aboard the Polar Express train. All right, guys. You have a great day. God bless you all. We'll see you at the next video. Bye.